Hey all, Hibber here. So hello to all of you guys I met out there playing today. It was a busy day, but when you watch this video, don't forget to subscribe, please. Thank you. Anyway, as I'm sure you've noticed in the last update, the little tiny update yesterday, brawls have been added to the game types. Now, what is that? I'm not really sure what it is, but I'm guessing it's what I'm doing here. Like a battle, like less ships, probably a smaller map, and probably less time, probably 6-7 minutes I would guess, and probably 4 or 5 ships, I think, maybe, who knows, I'm guessing here. I would love to see 1, 2, 3 ships as well, but I'm thinking that since on PC brawls are apparently 9 ships instead of 12, so 5 would be a pretty good pick for Legends, but let's see how it actually turns out. So with less ships on the map, you can be a lot more aggressive, and I guess that's why the mode is called Brawl. But this is obviously a normal game here I'm playing. It's like 15 minutes, and it just happens to be 5 versus 5, and I played it today. And I have 4 battleships on my team, and the same on the red team. So obviously I'm going to have to be tasked with a bit of spotting here, although I'm not too keen on it. Because I'm running an Agile Minotaur here. I have no smoke, and it's pretty much the worst match you can think of in an Agile Mino here. So many battleships. There's only 4 of them though, so at least that's a positive. And I could totally miss up that first salvo there, but we get a few citadels in on this booster here. Give him something to think about. Don't pull out broadside to a Mino like that. I don't finish him off, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to do that, but that just wasn't in the cards. At least I've used my radar now to know that there's 2 ships on one flank, and someone, I guess maybe myself with the radar, actually spotted the other 3 ships on the other flank. Now that's valuable information that allows my battleships to, judge the situation and, position accordingly. Hopefully. I mean, sometimes the team just don't notice at all. And of course now I have to contend with this Bar here, but with the Agile build we just fit in between the shells. It's not too hard, and he wastes a salvo. Now obviously he's probably going to use his reload boost now, so that's why I am preparing for that. And he shoots again, and for some reason he gets a terrible salvo there. He probably should have citadeled me there, but he didn't, and that means that I can now make it behind the island, and then I'm going to attack him from behind. But first I gotta get rid of the Worcester here. And for some reason my aiming goes off and just costs me a few citadels there. This is the luckiest Worcester in the world. I don't know why. Like in the beginning there I must have slipped my finger on the button or something. But yeah, well, he was lucky. But one of my battleships was awake and removed him. So a massive advantage here already. The Shambar, he is in a really bad position because he's going to be surrounded by 3 ships in a minute, and obviously I have torpedoes. So this is no Des Moines, this is no Colbert, this is a Minotaur, and it's a deadly ship in pretty much any circumstance. And it doesn't matter who you are, if you're a destroyer, cruiser, battleship, Minotaur is a real threat no matter what. And of course here, Shambar has no guns on the back of the ship, so it makes it very, very easy just to sit here and pound him, really. But I can tell my torps are going to get him, so I'm just going to use the island to stop so I can reverse really quickly, because I kind of want to, get a different angle here. It doesn't look like he's actually going to turn his guns to try and get me, so there's no point continuing. We're already really like far ahead on the map, so we should try to keep this position here, because it's a good place for spotting. So we get 3 torp hits there, and he is gone. So that's a cruiser and a battleship removed fairly quickly here. And like I said, it's not really like the most enviable position here to be in an Agile Minotaur, because there's many things I would rather do than, sail around trying to spot legendary battleships, because it's very risky. But anyway, back to the Brawl game mode here, which I'm actually really excited about. If it's anything like, if you remember the 1 versus 1 ranked, that was a lot of fun. So if it's kind of similar to that, just with, you know, more ships, maybe 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, even up to 5 versus 5, more than that, then it gets a little bit too like a standard battle, I think. But again, I don't really know what this mode is about, and I mean, Wargaming hasn't really told anyone anything yet, so I guess we'll pretty much just find out. But this video here is my guess what it's going to be. I think it's going to be 5 versus 5 on like 6 or 7 minute map, and maybe the maps retain their size, maybe they don't, I don't know. I remember in 1 versus 1 rank the maps were a lot smaller, but that was, you know, to cater for 1 versus 1s. I don't think that's necessary in a 5 versus 5. Also, of course, it depends on the tier, but we'll see what they come up with. At least it's exciting, and if it turns out to be a good game mode, I mean, if it's something where you can actually, you know, like jump in with clans or anything like that, or divisions, I mean, not clans. So you can do like 3 versus 3s or something like that. That would be awesome. And then I think it shouldn't be a season mode. I think it should just be a standard mode that you can play anytime you want. Because that would be pretty awesome, if you ask me. So I haven't actually played Minotaur for a while, so I played it a lot today. And most battles good. I had a few stinkers, but that's always the case. When some glory hunter, you know, YOLO torps you or something like that, then, well, so be it. But I've been playing a lot of Colbert lately, and Republic, obviously. And it's good to be back at Minotaur, because I still think this is the best legendary cruiser there is. It's not the best carry cruiser, I think Des Moines does that better. But in terms of versatility and just overall fun to play, I don't think anything beats Minotaur. And then when I say Minotaur, I mean an Agile radar Minotaur. Minotaur with smoke is probably one of the most boring things you can possibly do in this game. Like, if you haven't tried it yet, I suggest you pop Tenant on your Minotaur, pop Double Rudder on, and take her out of radar just to see how it feels. You might not like it, and that's fair enough. It's probably the most difficult build in the game, well, I'm not gonna hide that. It's not easy. It's not a Des Moines, let's put it like that. So in some ways, Minotaur fits nicely in between Des Moines and Colbert, because these three are the best cruisers at Legendary tier. And I mean, finally you actually have a few different cruisers at Legendary tier. Remember, it was almost a year where we only had Alaska, and my goodness, that ship is, well, it's a fine ship, but it's pretty boring when you are, you know, expecting a little bit more than the usual out of your cruisers. So that other battleship, he seemed to be a little bit damage saturated, so I thought I'll switch to the Georgia. But then someone yeets him already, so there's not much damage to come for. I was hoping to reach 200 here, but there's just not enough hit points to go around, unfortunately. But that means we'll have to you know, focus that unlucky battleship again. Although he is pretty much that superstructure is pretty much saturated, so it's hard to eke that last few red blocks out of his hit points there.
Nice work.
So anyway, Brawl, I'm looking forward to that game mode, and I don't know when we'll get it, and like I said, I don't know anything about it, but I'm assuming that it's 5 versus 5 and it's more action-packed, and that's exactly what I like, and that's why I really liked the 1 versus 1 ranked. That was really good fun, and I really enjoyed it, and I played every season, and I don't usually play ranked because well, unless I'm in a division. Solo I would never touch it, but 1v1 and up to 3 versus 3, that would be good. No divisions, or like, at least divisions should be separate, because obviously 3 versus 3, and if 3 players are a division, well, they're going to absolutely win. That's just a given. If it's a good division, of course. If it's 3 potatoes, well, then they're probably going to lose. So let's see when Wargaming will tell us a little bit more. And as you can see, I am desperately trying to hit 200 here, because I'm thinking, wow, like, it would be pretty cool to reach 200,000 damage in a game with only 5 ships. I mean, I don't think I've done that before. And this Alabama here, he is repairing, so I'm thinking, oh, I might actually do it if I can just get in before that blue battleship there fires like the last deadly salvo. But it looks like he's just about to do it, and I'm like, oh, I'm almost there. Just another few thousand, just another 5,000, and nope, don't get it. But we get 194, which I think is still pretty reasonable, considering that, yeah, there's only 5 ships on the enemy team. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the Brawl mode, and hope you liked it, and I'll see you out there.